Research from Google shows that the most popular queries on YouTube are how-to searches. And it makes sense, right? They say the brain processes visual information 60,000 times faster than text. Why would you read about how to do something when you could have someone show you? Cooking videos are a popular example of a how-to video. Just like a cookbook, they lay it all out. What you'll need, how long it will take, and step-by-step instructions on how to do it. But even better than a cookbook, you can actually watch the magic happen. Video is an effective learning tool that more and more businesses are leveraging to grow their brand and win customers. How-to video topics range from seemingly simple things, like how to water your plants, to something as complex as launching an online business. To attract viewers and eventually new customers, choose topics related to your product that people are already searching for online.
Hey, I'm Blake Smith, the creative director here at Vidyard, and to my lovely left is...
Matthew King, I'm the video production manager at Vidyard.
So now that we just learned about what a how-to video is and how to go about making a how-to video, it is that time that, we want to share an example of what we think is a good how-to video. So the video that we're actually going to be looking at today is from BuzzFeed's food channel called Tasty. You've probably seen these types of videos all across social media, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram. It's that bird's eye view style video that shows you how to cook a dish. So in this situation, it is a chicken Caesar salad, but not only is it a chicken Caesar salad, it's an edible bowl. Not an editable, it's an edible bowl.
It's got everything.
So that being said,
let's do it.
We're going to dive right in and we're going to break down this video. All right, so right off the top, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
They do a quick, snippet of shots of what we're going to be making today. So as you can see, it is a glimpse of that.
That's right.
Tasty chicken Caesar salad in a bowl.
That's right.
So when producing a how-to video, why not start it off by demonstrating what you will be doing?
That's right. Show off the end result.
Lesson.
Yeah, show off the end result kind of thing. It's like, this is what we're going to be making, or this is what we're looking to show you is going to be the end result of this how-to. And then it's kind of like, without saying it, it's kind of like jumping right into it, which is kind of cool.
So one thing what I liked about this, so I'm not a very big cook. I don't do a lot of cooking or baking. But sometimes when you're looking at a recipe, you see that long list, and you kind of get that sense of, you're overwhelmed because you got a lot of things to do.
It can be intimidating for sure.
So what I do like with this approach is that rather than listing everything out at once, they list it off individually as they're showing that ingredient being applied. It is, quick, but with the power of video, you can obviously pause.
That's right.
So you can go back and break it down. But it is nice to kind of just get that one snippet of which ingredient at a time opposed to just that list.
I think you'll notice as well as this goes on too, this is something that I noted to you before, is that within this video, they use the beauty of speeding up your footage, almost like a time lapse, but they're just really kind of ramping up the speed of the footage just to kind of get things moving even quicker. But that also, the benefit of that is that, one, it makes the video shorter, but it also makes the feeling of the ease of making this dish, for example, that much easier, because it isn't this laborious kind of thing that takes a really long time. It seems like it's going by pretty quick, which has kind of probably a good mental effect on people that do want to maybe try making this. So it's kind of cool.
So as we saw during that whole thing, it's nice that they mix it up. It's not just a bird's eye view the whole time. They do have those side angles, just to, like, as you saw, like when they were rolling out the dough there, you got that side angle and you actually saw that dough getting thinner and thinner. So you do get that change in perspective.
Yeah, yeah. It mixes up the creative side of the video a little bit, mixed with the fact that it often comes in at key points so that you know what you should probably be looking for. So at that one, it's like rolling it out so you can see how thin you're supposed to do it. And further on, you'll see that they go to cutaways where they're kind of cutting around things so you can kind of see where your edge should be when you're cutting. So it's kind of like, it's dual purpose. It's kind of mixing up the shots, so it's not just like the bird's eye, but it's giving you a little bit of extra instruction without kind of directly saying it to you. You can go to that shot and be like, oh, okay, that's what I need to go in terms of thickness of the dough, for example.
This is what you were referring to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll come up here and you can see that they cut it right here. So you can see that's what you gotta just run the knife along the rim of the bowl.
So right here, great example of using transitions and elements within the video to reveal your text or highlight a step within the process of making this dish. So bake at 425 Fahrenheit for 25 minutes. Very clever way, because as they pulled it away, it was a reveal rather than just having it fade on. I just thought it was a crafty way of incorporating that one step.
Smooth.
So you kind of touched on this earlier, like using time lapses and speeding up the footage just to take something that could be lasting, that takes 30 minutes if not longer to prep, and condensing it. So obviously when cooking chicken, that would take some time and that would make this video drag on, right?
Yeah.
So using time lapses and using other techniques, production techniques like the transitions and whatnot. You'll even see when they do the close-ups, they even apply, like there's a, I don't know if they're doing it in post, because it is pretty close and you don't really you can notice the parallaxing, but they add that subtle motion of it, essentially sliding or zooming in. So it's just little things like that that just really help spruce up the production of it.
Yeah.
So you see it throughout the video, and I just wanted to highlight, and this is another nod to just having an eye for attention to detail.
Yeah.
Is, as you can see, the counter is white. The cookware that they're using is like the fork and the bowl, the baking sheets and whatnot. They have that silver metallic look to them. But if you notice, as you can see right here with the knife, even with the whisk before, I don't know the exact name of the utensil that they're using prior.
Spatula?
Spatula, but there's the one where they're like stirring it up. It was earlier in the video. But anyways, it was orange. But what they're doing is they're splashing in different traces of color just to help spruce it up. There was a shot earlier. They were ingredients because it was romaine lettuce and it was a lemon.
Right.
So you had that splash of yellow, the splash of green from the lettuce.
Right.
the cutting tray.
But it still pertained to what's going on in the shot,
Yeah.
which is cool.
So it's not like it's forced.
That's right.
But it is cleverly
Yeah.
injected into the video without it being like, hey.
Which is something that kind of hurts my feelings, is that sometimes you're on a set or trying to get an interview with somebody and it's just like, I can put a plant in the background, and sometimes I'm just like, I don't want a plant in the background, you know what I mean? Like, let's figure out something else besides just putting some fake ficus in the background or something like it's not interested. Yeah, so very much so it's like you're having to work within a very kind of high contrast space, being that bird's eye view shot. You want that white space, or by contrast, it could be a black countertop, but then everything would need to be very reflective and white to kind of contrast that, so that you can see the different surfaces that people are working with. In this case, they went white, but like you said, it gives a great opportunity to put in splashes of color to accent things, to keep things popping. And they can mix it up as they do different versions of these videos. So I'm sure they have like a whole rainbow of cutting boards and things like that, and knives and all that they can play with just to mix it up. So
Yeah, and just working with, metal and white, you just get that very sterile feel.
that's right.
And
Yeah.
I guess you want that when it comes to food. You want sterilized food or
That's right.
utensils, but
You want it to be clean,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
We want to have some fun with it.
That's right. I just noticed, actually, for the first time, they have their own Tasty branded cutting boards.
Yeah, so that's
go.
one thing they do is they have cookbooks and cookware as well.
So there you go.
And essentially the last thing that I wanted to point out is that they go a little meta in this video, you'll see coming up, is that it's a how-to within a how-to, because they show you how to eat this said delicious meal like this.
Yeah.
You just break off that bowl, you can dip it into your salad. I don't know if you'd really dip it into your salad.
I don't know, but whatever it is, it looks great. It looks really good. I think because, again, yeah, it's like there's good dimensionality and not everything's necessarily perfect. There's good colors. It really is inviting. And particularly for like a how-to and like how to cook things, foods can sometimes come off a little sloggy and a little sloppy. So again, having the very sterile environment where you introduce your own colors on the food and maybe a few of the utensils that you're working with, it keeps things really clean without it being too kind of cluttered and muddied down with some kind of like warmer kind of natural tones that just kind of look gross on food. So if you can let your food be the color pop and some of like the little accents around, it's gonna make things look a little bit better, particularly when it comes to food, because otherwise it can look a little gross. So food's a difficult thing to make come off looking good on camera. So these Tasty people, for as simple as it seems, like it is a bit of a challenge to make it come off looking good. Because I wanna eat that.
I was gonna say, at the end of the day, who doesn't like a Caesar salad?
I know, crazy people. It's the only salad you can make friends with.
Yeah, so that was Tasty's how-to video on how to make a chicken Caesar salad with a edible bowl. Edible bowl. Say that, yeah, I was gonna say that. Say that 5 times fast. But anyways, what's great about this is that, how-to videos don't have to be engaging, but at the end of the day, why not, right? Generally, the viewer is going to be invested to watch regardless of the time, because they are committed to determining what it is that they're trying to figure out. So whether it's 3 minutes versus 30 minutes, they're gonna sit through it, but you gotta think at the end of the day, if you're gonna be offering them a 30-minute video versus a 3-minute video, which how-to video do you think they're gonna watch?
Right, probably that shorter one, because it's gonna feel like, things are going along a lot quicker and then they can get to it.
And like as you alluded to earlier, right, it's that sense of ease. When you see something that's shorter, you think, oh, there's not as many steps to go through. It just kind of gives that sense of ease versus that 30-minute video.
I agree.
So yeah, so that's why we think this video is a great example on how you can go about producing your own how-to videos.